The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and it finally looks like spring outside. So I'm inside, fixing this Pioneer SX434 stereo receiver, because it sounds like garbage. That's today on Tech Guy Life. So this glorious piece of wood grain that is sitting here is a friend of mine's Pioneer SX434 stereo receiver. It is a vintage unit. I can't remember what year it was made. I'll look that up in a minute or two. But the problem with this guy is the left output is distorted, as he noted in 2020. So it's been sitting a while. So I did some tests, and here's how it sounds from the headphone output recorded into my capture device. I also did a recording test from the tape monitor, so from the tape output, and it's fine. So that tells us that everything that is, causing the problem is after the input stuff. It's all on the output circuitry, or at least that's my stupid opinion. I believe the problem is capacitors. And the reason why I think that is because as I ran this and as it stayed on longer, it got better. When it first was turned on, the left channel was complete garbage, the right channel was barely even there, and as I let this sit, as I ran my tests, eventually it started working almost perfectly. I think it's capacitors. In doing research for this video, I watched a video by Jan Beta, which I'll put a link for down below, where he took this apart already. And that's going to save me a lot of time, because I know the problem is in the panel underneath. So I may not have to take off the top, which would be nice because it would give me something to work with or work on when it's flipped over to keep it stable. But everything is from a panel underneath. So let's see what we can do there. First, we're going to unplug it, and let's just flip it over. So everything I need to work on, or all the capacitors, are on here. So I wonder if I can get this out without having to take apart the rest of the case. So I know I need to take off the dials on the front, and they're kind of not even on screen. So all the knobs on the front just kind of pull off it, and then the power one on this side, and then the function select on this side have a washer and a nut holding them to the front panel. But everything comes off really simply. It's almost like they intended this to be worked on. I remember what it is now. It's all of these. All of those are individually screwed in. So it seems like something in the front is holding it on. So you got to take the faceplate off, which I can't even get on the screen because this thing is so big. But I took off the cover, which was 4 screws on the sides, 2 on each side. And now I'm going to take out these screws on the faceplate. And I had to take off the tuner knob, which just pulls off like the other ones. Let's see if this comes off. Yep, there she goes. And give that a good clean now. Ah, yes. So there are 1, 2, 3 screws holding this board in on the front. So that, combined with taking out all of the screws on the transistors, which I'll show you here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws there. Should now let this board come out. Well, it's loose, but it ain't coming out. Oh, probably gotta unhook these cables. No, something's still not letting it come out. So after many minutes of struggling and a bunch of swear words that I can't put on YouTube, I managed to get the board out and flipped over. One thing kind of stood out really quick to me. That's this. So right here we have a broken jumper. And I don't know why that is cut. It looks like it was deliberately cut. So I went back to the Jan Beta video to check out his board to see if these jumpers existed. And yes, but they were actually just metal jumpers, just like this one here, that were directly on the board. So I think I might change those out. I have no idea why. Like, this could actually be the whole problem, maybe, in terms of why one channel is fine and one channel is completely distorted. But I'm also going to assume that we're going to have some capacitor problems on here. One of the cool things about when you upgrade older technologies sometimes is this is a 220 UF 25 volt capacitor. And so is this, but a new one. The size difference is considerable. So I think we just need to get this recapped, fix those, and we'll try it again. Again, size difference, same capacitance. This is taking me a while because I am a one at a time capacitor replacer person. I do not trust myself to remember where certain capacitors go, so I just do one at a time. Find it, make sure I know where the negative is, then find the right replacement capacitor, and then replace it. So that is my method. It takes 100 times longer probably than if I just gone through and went do, pulled all the capacitors out and then replaced them all. But this way I hopefully don't make any mistakes. So I'm going to continue replacing these capacitors and we'll come back when I'm done. Oh, one more thing. Like most boards, but you never know, the positive side is actually marked on the top side of this board, which is nice. So if I take one out and I didn't quite pay attention to which side was negative, it's on the board. Well, I think I definitely found one bad capacitor. I'm going to see if I can get this on camera. And I'm going to take off my microphone here. So hello, here's my microphone. And when I touch this one, hopefully the noise canceling doesn't. Hopefully the noise canceling doesn't remove it. But let's see if we can hear the sizzle. So I think that capacitor is cooked. All right, so I have capped a good chunk of the board. I just have these 1, 2, 3, 4 caps left to do. Everything else has been replaced, but I want to take a little bit of a break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some deoxit in all of the switches and dials to give it a first round of cleaning. So we just put a little bit of deoxit in here. So this will give the deoxit a chance to sit and work while I go take a break. And then when I give it another spray later, it should be good to go. Hopefully no scratchy dials. All right, so I have recapped the entire board except for these two capacitors right here because they are 0.33 microfarad, which I don't have. I have 0.47, I have 0.22, but no 0.33, so these will stay for now. Hopefully they weren't the ones that were the problem. I got into a little bit of a roll and forgot I didn't turn the camera on, but I put the board back in and put the bottom on so we can get it set up enough just to test. Oh my goodness, it totally works. This totally fixed it. I was just listening to it on headphones and all the problems are gone. It sounds great. It sounds great. So I'm going to record a sample and let you hear it. Going handheld here to show you the front display. The lights have to be left on for a while in order for them to get bright, and the last bulb is out in the display, which is why that is so dark. So I got some replacement bulbs, these little LED ones here, and let's try and replace them and see if it makes it any better. So you take out a screw there and a screw there, and this whole cover will come off and it holds all the bulbs for the main display. So I'm going to go ahead and change those. Well, first I'm going to turn it off and then change them. So you can see these are called fuse type bulbs because, well, they look like a fuse. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to change. So here's the final result for the lamp change. I changed all 5 lamps that were in here, and that lights up the tuner dial, and they look fantastic. The stereo indicator lamp, which was a little incandescent bulb, had blown, so I changed it to an LED one that I had, but you can see it's got a little bit of a hot spot. I had put an LED one here, but I didn't like the look. It was very, very blue. So one of the good incandescent bulbs, I put it back in here, and then the tuner indicator never had broken in the first place. It was fine. So I left it as is. But this is the final result, and it looks fantastic. The blue is incredibly vibrant, and I don't know if it comes off on camera as good as it actually looks. So I hooked up some test speakers, and here is the final outcome. I would say that is an absolute success. I am super pleased with how this turned out. It is awesome. And I am sure my buddy is going to be really happy to get this back. Apparently this was his amp from when he was a youth. Let's just say a youth. We won't say how far back it goes. We'll just say a youth. But that's it for this video. If you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.